Benjamin Ajah.
Ajah.
Yeah.
Like Ajah in Lagos.
No. Ever the first time you say such a thing, no, not Ajah in Lagos. It's not a place, like it's a name.
Okay.
Okay. So it has its unique Igbo meaning to it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a cultural name.
Benjamin, what's your educational background?
Yeah, so I studied maths and computer science at National
Okay.
Open University. I also run a short program at Apsley Business School, London. So
Right.
yeah, so I've been in a tech ecosystem for like 8 years now.
Wow, almost a
Yeah,
decade.
yeah,
That's good. That's
yeah.
good. So, what kind of tech, like, what aspect of tech are you into?
Well, initially I started as basic computer appreciation packages, Microsoft Words, uh, typing, proofreading. Then I moved on to become a tutor. I taught people how to use MS Words, CorelDRAW, and the internet. So I migrated to Abuja on a friend's advice. A friend advised me that, oh, bro, somebody of your skill sets will do well in the city. I mean, you should
Yeah,
move like KD.
oh, kid is also
Yeah, I mean, like me in Abuja is where your
Abuja
talent
is
is more relevant. So
yeah.
I moved to Abuja, bro. You make it big. You know, what are you doing here, man? You are talented. So I listened. I was naive enough to believe him. I just came to Abuja. It was rough at first.
I know, right? You kept a job here also.
It was rough at first. So I kept it, man. I kept going. I got a cyber cafe job. From there, I met somebody who does graphics who told me, wow, who told me the person was a customer, so he visited to like send an email. That was when cyber cafe was a thing.
Yeah.
So people send emails through cyber cafes. So I was about sending an email, then I realized that he had these designs on his flash drive. I was like, what are these? We're like, oh well, these are done on CorelDRAW. I was like, I'm a CorelDRAW tutor, bro. I can deliver this. The guy dared me and I designed the whole thing for him. I was like, wow, this guy, you're good, man. Maybe you should take up graphics as a career. I was like, yeah, sure. If you have any job, bring. That's how I became a graphic designer.
Wow.
I became a graphic designer.
Wow.
So the story is too long, but if I keep going.
You actually work in a tech company right now, which I already know of and all that. Yeah. Okay. First, what's your opinion about AI?
Yeah, so it's a very fascinating topic because
Yeah.
AI, as we know it, it's like a new thing now.
Yeah.
So it has come to stay, right? So so I think we should not fight and try to eliminate ourselves. So those who want to fight the AI will fail because it's in the system and it's here to stay.
Yeah.
So if I think AI will take over human jobs, I don't think that's true. And AI will not take over. We will still be relevant. AI needs us to do its job. I know AI would not attain singularity anytime soon. Like singularity, like the ultimate intelligence, where it can program itself. It has a long way to go. The current AI is too dumb to kill us all.
Not like chat.
It can't kill us all. It needs you. Yeah. Sometimes it gives you wrong answers and you have to correct it. Then it learns and
Yeah, but I think for you to actually use AI, you have to have knowledge of what you want to do.
yeah, exactly.
So to actually know what you are doing and if you're
Yeah.
actually leading into the right
Yeah,
direction.
ChatGPT cannot build you a mobile app from scratch. You have to tell it specific instructions to solve. So it can't on its own autonomously generate the full code and folders and templates and connect the back end to the front end. It can't do that. So you need to know what you are doing to use it. That's not the AI you should be afraid of. The AI should be afraid of the AI that can do all of that and reprogram itself and edit itself.
I like that.
You
I
know,
like that.
that's the AI you should be afraid of.
But do you think AI is making human lazy or is boosting abilities?
Apparently, I think it's both ways. I think it's doing both at the same time because I believe that I actually believe it's making us lazy
Okay,
deep down because as opposed to taking hours to proofread a text, maybe as a writer, maybe you write something, then you take hours to proofread. as you proceed that, you acquire more knowledge. Like you learn from your mistakes, the pain of writing those things, the pain of debugging. I know prior to AI,
Yeah.
I debug codes. I take days to debug a code. Like I know that what I was time I struggled with installing some dependencies. I will struggle, go to Stack Overflow, Google everywhere, read article. I've not found what I'm looking for, but I learn new things from on my way. As I hunt for those answers, I kind of acquire new knowledge. So,
Yeah.
but what AI does is it just gives you the direct answer you needed.
Yeah.
Those minor caveats you will get
But I
along the
think it's making
line.
all your process easy.
Yeah, it makes life easy. I'm not denying the fact it makes life
Okay.
easy. Yeah, it's very important. It's needed. It saves your life. It saves you
So you
time.
don't
It
have to
saves
go
you.
through Google trying to
Yeah,
solve
yeah. But on the long run, you become too dependent on it to
yeah,
actually
true.
do minor things.
Just like when we were in secondary school, our master teacher would tell us, don't use calculator. Try to use your head to calculate. But we feel like calculator is just here to make our thing. Why do you want me to? Like, no, 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 in case, so it will actually make you lazy and all. But it's actually a nice thing that AI is actually making our
Like,
work easy, especially those of us that write,
yeah,
after writing, you want to send to AI to proofread,
yeah,
actually
yeah.
proofread and
It does
you put better content
does a
out
good
there.
job. Does a good
You
job.
get and all that, grammar corrections and all that. I think AI is actually doing
Does a
good.
good
Yeah.
job.
And again, I have a question for you. What sparks your creativity? What motivates you? What inspires you?
Hmm. What sparks my creativity? I sleep. I love sleeping, man. But that's a joke, man. But so, what keeps me going? Was it like the drive to like a better life? I think you see, you have to work hard to get where you want to be in life. So I believe the fear of failure, and I don't want to call it fear, but the desire to succeed is what drives anybody to do something with their life that is worthwhile. So that's deep desire to make things work. Like that is what I call urgency.
Okay.
So you need this urgency. It's like something you put on your module. You have, okay, bro, we're in point A right now. We need to get to point B.
Okay.
We have to do this because our life depends on it, our future, So looking at all that could possibly go wrong around me, and knowing that I have to do something. So is what I sort of fuel to like move forward in life. So I look at, okay, if I in 10 years time, if I don't change this game, this is where I'm going to wind up. I don't want to be here, so this is where I want to be in 10 years time. So what do I have to do to get there? So now analyze all the things that could possibly go wrong. Now visualize them and say, okay, these things are what will happen if I don't work on these dreams.
I get that. Okay, but normally, do you think that this aspect of tech that you're actually looking at now can make you a billionaire? Do you think you can get rich?
Okay, I think people need to conceptualize. How do I put this? Contextualize the word tech and the word rich.
Yeah, okay.
So because tech as it stands is broad, but in my pathway now, so it depends on how you deliver the product. So what makes you rich is your ability to come up with a product that people wants to buy, right? So no matter what you do, be it digital marketing, be it mobile app development, if I can come up with the next flutter wave, and so I have an advantage, like a magic formula that beats the current flutter wave, the money will fall in. So the money will come crashing in because you have developed a useful solution to people's day-to-day needs.
True.
So on my track, I believe that I have my personal aspirations on how to achieve wealth on my track, which, if you don't mind, I can actually say. So, but generally speaking, you can get, like, tech is one of the most lucrative career paths to be in, because it's a Silicon Valley. You know how much they're paying those guys.
Yeah.
Big bucks, and global market now is hunting for talent in the tech space. So if you're a full stack engineer, you know how much you'll be earning if you can deliver on task. So people, tech bros are actually, like, they're actually potentially going to be like rich folks, because there's a market for what they provide. And one beautiful thing about the tech space is nobody actually cares about how many degrees you have. Can you get the job done? That's the question. Can you get the job done? Once you can get the job done, you get like most people don't even ask you where do you graduate, what school. Can you get the job done? We have a problem. We need a solution. Do you have the solution? Can you code this and this and this? Can you connect it? And if the answer is yes, you get the job. So tech space is like one of the most competitive because there are people flocking in every day. And I believe that yes, the tech part, career
Like
part
I
is the
I also
best.
like the fact that you don't have to study computer science in school. You don't have to be a mathematician to actually come into the tech world. Like EFCC is limited, we offer training. Yeah,
Yeah,
we train on different tech courses and all that. So for your own, you don't work here.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
from outside.
Yeah.
So what courses do you think are really relevant for people to actually enroll in and think they are going to be big in the future?
There are many hot cakes out there.
Okay, what kind of courses do you think?
So it depends on the career path again.
Okay, yeah,
Because
sure.
I always refer back to career path because in tech is broad.
Yeah.
So when I was starting out, I had a mentor, a friend who almost knows everything. Like the guy is working dictionary. You can ask him anything, he will tell you. So I asked him what programming language should I learn? He was like, okay, you have to decide what you want to build. If you are building software, it's like from scratch, like software for Windows, you learn C++. If you are building website, you learn JavaScript. If you are building that front end and website, you learn JavaScript. If you are building mobile apps, you learn Java. Because then that was Java was the main, but now we have Kotlin and Swift and Ionic. So it depends on the career path you are taking, right? So what question again?
So the question is, what courses
Okay,
do you
courses.
think would be big, or courses you think
Yeah.
people should actually enroll? Since EADC is limited,
Yeah.
it's actually offer training programs.
Yeah. So the courses people should look out for courses like software development will always be around.
Okay.
So if you have software engineering programs, that will suffice. UI US is popping up. I don't know why. People are flooding to UI UX.
Okay.
And I think the reason was that prior to I don't know what era the whole rush started or that, but prior to that, UI is when okay people that build sprint and agile, like so there's what we call how do I put it, project management, like if you know Scrum Master, all those things. Yeah, Scrum. So people who build sprint and agile way of product development, they are the ones who actually developed because they notice that software engineers just code. They don't think about visually how it looks like. They just type the code over, and the user interface becomes messy. So they were like, okay, maybe we need people who can actually design the user interface for us so we can just code along as opposed to designing and coding at the same time. Then at the end of the day, you realize that what you just built did not do the job you had in mind. Yeah. So UI UX is a good career path to take. Data analysis is also a good career path to take.
Data analysis.
Yeah. You learn Power BI, you learn Tableau, you learn Python, PyChart, Jupyter. You don't have to go that far. So actually, you can stay at the surface and start growing from there. Yeah. So I will not leave front end out of it, my mobile app, because that's where my area of strength also is.
Yeah.
So React, when it comes to web, go for React. React JS, React JS, React Native. So you do React JS, do React Native, then from there you build up and then other skills. So data side, and I believe like most of these tech parts are actually very very good if you know what to do with the skills you acquired.
Right. I think that's what you need.
Yeah, because learning those skills is good for sure, but what do you do with the skill you just acquired? You see, for instance, now somebody who learns Tailwind. Tailwind, by the way, is a CSS library.
Okay.
Someone who learns Tailwind can develop templates, website templates, and sell on Evanto and make money.
Right.
So you don't have to have a job to make money. So somebody who learns CSS Tailwind who wants to get a job with Just Start will struggle because nobody will hire you because tech one that actually what I found as a disadvantage in technology that people have to learn multiple things before they become hireable. So you see somebody giving you main stack, somebody is giving you lean stack. There are different stacks. So main stack has programming language that goes with them. It is front end tools and it's back end tools. You know, there's a link stack, the one that has what's it called, Angular and the whole thing in it. So you have different stacks. So you just imagine having to learn like four or five programming languages to be agile in a particular part.
Yeah.
So that's what makes all these pathways very competitive. But if you know how if you have a business acumen, you know how to monetize what you have, it will actually go a long way. So to wrap it up, UI UX, mobile app development, the data analysis, and what else did I mention?
Okay.
Yeah, these are basically what I think,
Yeah,
because the era of networking, actually, I don't know, for some odd reason I've not been hearing about networking. I've not been hearing.
Yeah,
about,
we do that.
Yeah, I haven't been hearing about
We do
saying, but there was a time it was a hot kick.
We still do
There was,
networking, yeah.
how could I forget this? DevOps.
DevOps. Yeah, I think when I was doing research one time, I was looking for tech skills to learn. Then I saw DevOps. I was like, okay, is this part of tech or is this something?
DevOps is another strong pathway you should take.
Okay.
So what it does is so the era of SaaS came,
Okay.
software as a service. So when the era of SaaS now came on board, people wanted to build softwares on cloud. That's where cloud computing comes to play. So they want to build in Docker. Have you heard Docker? So want to build all those Docker.net, Docker and IESP.net, also those frameworks. Want to build on don't because the local framework they want to transition back to the cloud.
Okay.
So that's where DevOps come to play.
Wow.
So people want to have cloud-based apps, cloud-based. So you need cloud engineers. So to be a developer engineer, you need to learn a lot of things about cloud computing, how to deploy an app on cloud, mostly cloud-related development environment. You learn Docker, you learn all those
the tech space is wide, man.
the tools that else. But funny enough, I think it's not that difficult to be a DevOps engineer for some odd reason. Because they are actually like career path, like a little roadmap you can take, but just get a little of each of those points, get it correctly. You don't have to immerse yourself. So one good thing about this tech is that there's a large community of people who are in the space that you can actually reach out for help anytime you are stuck. So that's what makes tech very fun to be in. So DevOps, cloud computing, plus the ones I mentioned earlier are actually what I see trending like heavily. Like if you can master cloud computing, or cloud architect, cloud engineering, however I want to put it, so you can develop apps on cloud based like on Google Cloud and AWS. You can manage those services, microservices, like all those things. Once you can deliver on those tasks and all those pathways, I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. There are a lot of there's a strong talent hunt.
For me, I strongly believe that tech is the future. Why I say so is that okay, I'm just a data marketer. I think I'm crawling into tech.
Yeah.
I'm not even there yet. I think I'm just crawling. If I don't even think I'm crawling, me I'm still sitting. I don't think I'm started. Okay, if I can sit at home, then just look for businesses online. I can help manage their social media accounts, and I can help maybe create a blog post or whatever for them, and I get paid without even working on waking up every morning to go to a formal organization or something. If I can make money, I believe that with tech skills, you can just sit somewhere and just start making money.
It's not easy. It's not so because Nigeria as a whole have this Yahoo thing going on.
Yeah.
So the foreign people don't see us in a good light at all.
So how can we
So
reposition this?
on Upwork, you bid for a task. The person will realize you're Nigerian. The person will just cancel out, or the person will try to look at you. Many occasions are like that. So it's not really that easy. And in our Nigerian ecosystem, people don't value tech. I'm sorry to say this. People don't value tech guys. People always believe, oh, this is easy. You can. So how to actually make the big bulk in tech is when you're able to break that barrier I just mentioned now. To like because people can actually break the barrier. So to build trust with the diaspora community. So maybe you get in, maybe you travel abroad and for like apply for job directly. But learning tech and sit at home, it's not easy. Not easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought because as a data marketer, you can just write people, okay, let me manage your social media account and all that, and you just give it a job.
Yeah, well, it's possible. You can actually.
Yeah, you can. I think I was thinking you can actually do that. Just go online and think, okay, I can help you make your website. I can help you design an app. I can do this. I can do that. and you just get something doing at home without looking for jobs. But I never knew there is a barrier like looking down on Nigeria because of the scam thing and all.
Yes, there's a strong, especially following the diaspora community like
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
So
so
there are a lot of tech guys in Nigeria, man.
Hey, you know,
Young guys.
people are hungry, and hungry drives creativity. People want to do something with their life. People are desperate, like trying to make some. That's why, in fact, Nigeria will become the next India. I know India is known for tech, but Nigeria is like going to overtake them very soon because
I love that.
people are really diving in. I've seen crazy. For the past 5 years, I've seen crazy Nigerian tech bros, like crazy. I usually consider myself a good tech guy. But like start seeing, so I was like, okay, somebody use CSS to build a whole Google replica of Google Gmail with CSS. Only on Twitter you see a lot of them. You see somebody use CSS to build a replica of the Gmail front page, like the dashboard. They built everything on CSS. So people are crazy out there. People are doing it. People are
Do you think test skills is a skill like everybody should have?
yeah. You have to learn the skills. At least MS Word, Excel, little bit of PowerPoint, for presentation.
Even advanced.
That's the basic.
Yeah,
That's the basic requirement. Any field, you need that. You need that. I indeed.
So are you encouraging people to actually embrace that?
Yeah, sure. Do whatever you can, man. So this is one thing I tell people. You see, people Nigerians would don't want to pay for anything. We want free. Personally, I've bought many courses with my money. I know it's not like I can't learn it for free, but I want to pay for it because when I pay, that's when I become serious. So I encourage people to buy. I've made a friend who spent almost 300K on courses, 300,000 naira on
And right
courses.
now, it's actually looking value.
Actually, outside the country,
Are you
working
serious?
for
Wow.
a serious tech. So the thing is, invest in yourself. Invest in knowledge materials. And one more thing is embrace your rigor. It won't be easy. It won't be easy. You see, there are steps to this thing. Step one, you are confused. You don't know what to learn. Step two, you found something you think you want to learn. Then step three is where you are confused because it's too technical for you.
Yeah.
But if you can just keep pushing, like keep studying randomly until you stumble into a place where everything becomes familiar, because that's why the what we call tutorial hell. Tutorial hell is when you're on YouTube, you're watching YouTube video for like 5 years. You can't even write one single code, but we've taken 10 tutorials. Tutorial hell. I'm going to give this advice here as yeah, the Easter egg.
Okay.
So to break into tech, you don't need to watch tutorials. Figure out how to make something. Give yourself an assignment now. Okay, I want to make a landing page. How do I make a landing page? You figure it out. Step one, step two, step three, step four, step five. So maybe okay, let me just drop this one. So maybe you want to make a landing page. So you need a tools. What tools should I learn? What kind of landing page do I want? What should it be based on? As a complete beginner, you need HTML, you need CSS, you need JavaScript. Now, but learning these three tools will take you time. So what you need is just basic knowledge on these three things. Learn the basic. Now, after learning the basic now, are there libraries that help you write this thing faster? Yes, there are. For CSS, we have Tailwind. Tailwind plus HTML gives you a very fancy website. Very fancy. See? So just install your Tailwind, get your Node.js, get everything in place, configure your Tailwind. There are snippets of code. Copy those snippets, paste it, figure out what the code is doing, copy another one, paste it, figure out what it's doing. In 30 minutes, you have a site.
Wow.
Somebody who has been learning how to program for like 5 years will be surprised as you that started last week.
You're ready to
So
do
that's
something.
that's the secret. That's the secret.
For a company like 86 Limited, I actually have a training program where
Yeah.
people can actually come and have face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Because when you have face-to-face
The basic, of course, you have to learn the basic.
Yeah.
Because so you need someone to teach you.
You need someone to actually teach you.
This is someone's issue.
So everybody think every tech guy is a rich guy.
That's not true. That's not true. They are broke tech guys
Every tech guy.
looking for work. They are broke tech guys. So
So
yeah,
have this skill.
you have to be broke for a while. Like everybody in life have to be like. I think unless you are privileged, you come from a family where your parents have money. Otherwise, I think you have to start from somewhere. Like you have to be broke for a while. You have to build the trenches, then keep building from there. Also depends on what you did with your skills. That's how you break out of poverty. But not all tech guys are rich. There are good talents that are actually hidden. Maybe exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe probably.
lack of tech is very cheap. So all you need is a system, a laptop.
Okay.
But that laptop is not cheap as well because you need to buy a laptop.
Yeah, sure.
It's expensive to buy a
Yeah.
laptop, a basic laptop. So actually, it's not a get rich quick pathway to take. Like you have to struggle for a while, build network, meet people, attend events. Networking is actually the basic. Like
Someone who, how much do you think you can actually make when you start working for an organization? What's the least?
well, it depends on your bargaining power.
Okay.
I think how much you can make depends on how confident you are. Yeah, how much? Yeah, because if I'm offering you a job and I ask you how much are you expecting me to pay you, and you said 100,000, I will give you 100,000. I will not tell you. Yeah, if I ask you, you say 500, I give you 500. If I ask you, say 1 million, if I have 1 million, I'll give you 1 million. So if it depends, how much you earn depends on how much I have. No, not how much you are worth. It's how much I'm willing to cover. So if you are brave enough to ask for a lot of money, and I have that money, and I like your talent, and I believe you can deliver, I will give you the money. So there's no caveat on how much a developer should aim. It's about how stubborn and how ready you are, like how much lever you have to ask for money. You have to ask for money because you have to. If you sell yourself short, people will buy you cheap, treat you like trash. Maybe hire another person who knows little but has the balls to ask for more money and give them the big bucks while you do all the work and they take the credit. So just have the balls to ask for money. Ask for money.
And when you believe for contract or when you want to do something,
Ask for money.
just ask.
Ask for money.
No one is stupid.
See, you might actually lose some of those.
Yeah.
But those are the ones who won't pay you much. So you don't want those in the first place. Do you get? You lose some of those, but those ones are the ones who don't have money to give you. The people who actually have money to give you will give you the money. And you have actually weeded out. This thing I'm saying is very tough, but you have actually weeded out those clients who will give you troubles for less pay. So you ask for money, and even if you're stressing me, you are paying for the stress. I'm earning something. You get. So that is what I was just for when bidding for a job, for a contract, go for the maximum you can make. Figure out how much this carries. Like figure out. Let's go for a lot of money.
Man, I really learned a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you for accepting my
Yeah,
invitation.
it's a pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, I really appreciate
We learned something. I actually wanted to go in depth, like teach something.
Yes, of course. We definitely go to argue.
Yeah.
We definitely go to argue. When we have it again.
Yeah. Sorry, let me reiterate.
Okay.
Come buy courses because when I said don't do shortcut, buy courses. What it does is it gives you an in-person because I've been a self-taught guy from beginning. I hate paying for anything. Yeah, a typical Nigerian guy, and I've suffered for it because it's not somebody can just easily show you. You stress yourself reading articles up and down to just figure out one thing. 2 days to learn one thing because somebody can easily show you. See, this is how it's done.
Yeah.
They have saved you that time, but you wait because you don't want to pay. You are going around the internet. Don't do that.
You hear it now.
Come on, buy courses.
Buy courses now. Come on,
Buy courses. So I can tutor you.
Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. Until next time.
Peace.